Lu Shilmu, my name is Darius, and this is the world that was. This week, I'm recreating some Akkadian bread, as seen in some cuneiform inscriptions, as well as carved visual representations on panels in Akkadian palaces. The original bread actually has a very striking similarity to modern Iraqi samoon, from its shape to its description in Akkadian. In any case, let's now take a quick look at the world that was. To begin with, we need to make a starter. The easiest way to do this today is to use some dry active yeast, opening a sachet of it and placing this into a bowl with some warm water. If you have some sourdough starter, you can use 1/3 of a cup of this instead, but keep in mind that the sourdough starter has a higher hydration content than active dry yeast, so this will affect how much water you add later on. In any case, pour in 1 cup's worth of wholemeal flour, along with 2 cups worth of plain white flour, into your bowl, and mix everything together until the dough starts to pull away from the sides. If it's too dry, add some water little by little until it comes together in a smooth ball. It should be ready whenever it's pulling away from the sides of your bowl very cleanly. Whenever it's ready, place a damp cloth or a piece of cling film over the top of your bowl. Let the whole thing prove in a warm area for a few hours, or until it's doubled in size. When your dough is expanded, tip this out onto a lightly floured work surface and get to kneading. Fold and twist this around for about 10 minutes just to help develop a better texture of your loaf down the line. When you're finished kneading it, roll the whole thing into a long snake of dough. Cut this in half and then these halves in half again, so you wind up with 4 roughly evenly sized balls of dough. Carvings of Akkadian banquets often show off lemon-shaped loaves of bread, and modern samoon are formed in a very similar way. So, roll a ball of dough in your hands, and try and flatten it out, leaving 2 nubs at either end of it. Flatten down the center of the loaf by stretching and pulling at the dough until it smooths down. When they're formed and flattened, place them onto some baking paper and cover them with a damp towel for another 20 minutes, just to let them prove a little bit more. After this, brush them with a little bit of milk before sprinkling some sesame seeds over the top if you want. Bake these in an oven preheated to 230 degrees Celsius, or about 450 degrees Fahrenheit, for 15 to 20 minutes, or until they turn a lovely golden brown. Serve up warm and dig in. The bread is delicious and fluffy with a very nice crust. The sesame seeds, if added to the top, become toasted and very flavorful when baked. The original name for this bread would have been ninda ensu, which literally translates to the bread of the king or ruler. Ninda is a catch-all word for a variety of breads and cakes. So, while it's likely that ninda ensu referred to a savory bread, given that it's seen at banquets, it's also likely that this may have been sweetened with honey as well. I used a 2-to-1 ratio of plain flour to wholemeal flour, as this would give us a bran content very similar to what would have been available in Akkadian society. Although even so, this amount of pure white fine flour would have only been affordable to the kings and the rulers of the time, due to the time-consuming and therefore costly process of making flour as fine as possible. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed this look at the world that was. If you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a like on this video, or possibly even subscribing to my channel for some more ancient recipes.